Festival organizers want single-use tents banned to reduce plastic waste. If you've ever been to a festival, think about how much waste is left at the end when everyone packs up to go home. A lot of the waste comes from single-use tents, cheap tents that people pick up either before they arrive or at the site and then leave them there rather than carrying them home. The Association of Independent Festivals is asking retailers to stop marketing tents as single-use items and to encourage people to use them again in the future. The organization, which represents independent festivals like Boomtown and Boardmasters, is also encouraging festival goers to take their tents home with them. Each year, an estimated 250,000 tents are left at music festivals across the UK. Most aren't collected. The average tent weighs 3.5 kilograms and is mostly made of plastic, the equivalent of 8,750 straws or 250 pint cups. Major retailers have a history of selling cheap tents marketed specifically for festival use. A report by the organization from 2018 showed that 9.7% of people attending one of its festivals had left a tent behind that year. The Take Your Tent Home campaign follows the Drastic on Plastic campaign, launched by AIF last year in partnership with Raw Foundation. AIF CEO Paul Reed said, "We call upon major retailers to stop marketing and selling tents and other camping items as essentially single-use, and profiting from disposable culture." AIF launches this campaign to raise awareness and highlight abandoned tents as part of the single-use plastics problem. The message here is not to buy a more expensive tent with a single tent carrying the same amount of plastic as more than 8,700 plastic straws. Festival audiences can take positive action and reduce their carbon footprint simply by taking their tent home and reusing it, ensuring that it doesn't become a single-use item this summer. How I save the 25-year-old writer who earns £23k a year and has £800 saved. Vulva art is taking over penis doodles in bathrooms around London. Mum asks ring shaming group for help choosing a breastfeeding ring. Bride asks maid of honor to delay boob job because she doesn't want her to look hotter. Co-founder and director of Shambhala Festival Chris Johnson said, "We're finally waking up to the climate crisis en masse. The stuff we use as festivals, we can work with audiences to inspire better decisions, reduce single-use and waste, and minimize ecological damage at this critical moment in history." Ads keep our content free for everyone. Please note that the Interactive Advertising Bureau IAB describes online personalized advertising through the below definitions. We put the storage of information, or access to information that is already stored, on your device, such as accessing advertising identifiers and / or other device identifiers, and / or using cookies or similar technologies. The collection and processing of information about your use of this site to subsequently personalize advertising for you in other contexts, i.e. on other sites or apps, over time. Typically, the collection of information, in combination with previously collected information, to select and deliver advertisements for you, and to measure the delivery and effectiveness of such advertisements. This includes using the collection of information, in combination with previously collected information, to select and deliver content for you, and to measure the delivery and effectiveness of such content. This includes using the collection of information about your use of the content, in combination with previously collected information, used to measure, understand, and report on your usage of the content. Ads keep our content free for everyone. We use additional third-party advertising companies who serve ads to help keep content free. For these partners, you will continue to receive advertising, however, it may not be tailored to your likely interests. Well, check in with you. Great. Thanks for choosing. You have opted out from our advertising partners.
Raindrop, drip, drop top, top smoking, no cooking, no hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, up in the park pot.